George was going to the Raymond's house in his car. He was only thinking and worrying about Jimmy. After 10 to 15 minutes of driving, at 11:56 p.m., he reached the Raymond's house. After reaching there, he saw that there was no one, not even on the street. George went and knocked on the door, but no one answered. He saw the door was locked. After 10 minutes of waiting, still no one opened the door. Then George went behind the house and went inside the house through an open window. He saw that the inside was big, dark, spooky and empty. He then started looking for Jimmy. And after looking here and there, George suddenly heard some noise from upstairs. George went upstairs with the help of stairs. After going upstairs, he saw that Jimmy was tied to a big wooden stake. George ran towards Jimmy and asked, "Are you alright?" And he untied Jimmy's one hand.
I didn't see his face. He was wearing a mask. And man, better be careful.
Jimmy told George. Just then, someone from behind Jimmy punched George and he fell on the ground. George saw that the killer was standing behind Jimmy. The killer told,
I knew you would come. Now I am going to kill you both tonight.
As the killer was coming with his knife to kill George, Jimmy somehow took out the knife which George gave him earlier, cut his rope, and then he took his shoe and hit the killer on the back. Killer fell on the ground. Jimmy picked George and asked whether he was okay or not. Then they both called the police and informed them about the killer. But then suddenly they saw that the killer was not there. George and Jimmy were surprised and shocked to see that. Then George saw through the window that the killer was escaping. Without wasting time, both of them also jumped out from the window and started chasing the killer. Now the police cars came on the scene. They were now also chasing the killer. Suddenly the killer stopped on the middle of the road. One police car, by seeing that, lost control and hit another car. Now all the people gathered to see what has happened. Now the killer suddenly catched one man and made him the human shield and threatened everyone that he would kill the guy if anyone stepped forward. Everyone got scared. Now Jimmy took out the knife from his pocket and gave it to George. He threw the knife towards the killer. It hit the killer. In that moment, the man set himself free and ran away. Then George came towards the killer and gave him some punches. Then he removed his mask and saw that it was the service boy from their hotel. Both of them got surprised. Then a mental hospital van came and told that he is a psychopath who ran away from the hospital last month, and they took him with them. All the people of the town thanked them, and after a week, both George and Jimmy went back to Texas by the morning flight.
You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and me alone. We're just